Minecraft in Bedrock Superflat is impossible. Or is it? You see, you can't get any structures in Bedrock Superflat. But you can get add-ons on Bedrock Edition. Which, if you know what this add-on is, this is the Dragonfire Addon. And one of the dragons sheds obsidian from its scales. So, if we manage to get that dragon, then we can get to the Nether. Although, in order to get to the end, I'll need to spawn in a stronghold or an end portal frame. But, in order to make this challenge more interesting, I am going to, for each major achievement that I get, for every single one, I am going to get a new satchel. Which, speaking of satchel, let's see who we got. The bee. This will be interesting. Eats honeycomb. And can you get honeycomb? Oh yeah, you can. But it's going to be tricky. Very, very, very tricky. Speaking of Dragonfire, has anyone who's watched the original Dragonfire series? Or played the add-on? If you've done both, sorry, don't know what came over me. Anyway, if you've watched both, I mean, if you watched one and played the other, then you'll know that the Dragonfire add-on... What's that sound? I heard something. Anyway, you'll know that the add-on... Oh, that was probably the pig. Slime. You'll know that the add-on doesn't have every single dragon. And it doesn't have the fun stuff like the hybrids. Spot. Some of the dragons that they didn't include are kind of weird. Because they included the solar dragon, but not the lunar dragon. Which is kind of weird to think about, because they're a duo. If you're wondering what I'm doing right now, I'm digging out a security pit. Because in Superflat, defense is a bit hard to come by. So unless you want to be holed up in a dirt shack, you have to be creative. Speaking of dragons, what's your opinion on the is a wyvern a dragon debate? Because I'm a bit of a dragon fan, and I think that the wyvern is called a dragon, but a dragon can't be called a wyvern. It's like sharks. A shark's a fish, but a fish isn't a shark. Also, what kind of dragon do you think that the Ghidorahs from Godzilla are? Because King Ghidorah looks like a wyvern, but has 10 limbs, and Kaiser Ghidorah has 12, even though he looks like a classic medieval dragon. And then Bez Ghidorah has only 6 limbs, it looks like. Overall, the lack of continuity is a bit weird. Also, if you watch any of the Godzilla movies, which one do you prefer? The evil King Ghidorah? The King Ghidorah that is mind controlled? Or the benevolent one from that one Godzilla movie? Which currently is on Netflix, by the way, if you want to watch it. I would have gone to bed, but I don't see any good sheep. Might as well grab this. Won't put it to waste. And once we're over on our safe spot, let's see what we got. Okay, we have 2 apples, 1 thing of bread, 2 raw salmon, 2 beetroot seeds, and 2 potatoes. Well, might as well make a crafting table and get started. Get one of these. Put on our beets. And the potatoes. Probably shouldn't have done that. This is my first time trying to go all the way through a Superflat challenge, so this will be interesting. Oh yeah, the dragons attack hostile. Which means that I might be able to get iron without even fighting. I'll save the apples for later because they'll be useful for the villager part of this. I do. I forgot about horsemen. I am going up here because of that. Well, at least that guy will burn, and all the other ones will. Oh, looks like we're stuck on a pole. If you want me to live stream this in the future, if I get up to, let's say, 10 subscribers, then I'll do it. Just because I don't want to live stream and no one watch it. While we're up here in mob watching, have you ever thought about the anatomy of Minecraft mobs? Like slimes. Those guys aren't like us that don't have any organs or anything like that. So they seem to be like the theoretical silicone-based life form. And do you think that the zombies are a failed experiment by the ancient builders to replicate themselves? Because that's my headcanon. And the villagers are a similar way, and that's why they can be zombified. But not us. See all that we can craft. Honestly forgot that they add this one. So many different dragon recipes. And some of the armor's really cool. Like, the myth helmet actually works with my skin, which not many helmets do. And the end prowler looks so cool. Also, I like the steampunk vibe that the clang has. Let me see, do we have any sticks? No. No sticks. Looks like we'll have to make it. And with these sticks, I'll make a sign so that we can look at our goals. Let me just place it down here. Okay, let me see. The end is a goal, but that will be after we get every single dragon. So, let's do all dragons. Sometimes the controller doesn't respond quick enough. And then all armor. And then villager. and iron are some of our main goals. And nether. There's a skeleton. Skeleton. To the nether. Ray. Bastion. Could you hear that? Get the Ramilton dragon. I hope I'm spelling that correctly. Well, looks like none of them spawned up here. And they're soon about to burn. Oh, might as well use my axe. Oh, there goes my little trench. Until I can repair it.
Dwarf Dragon 5541 was blown up by
I
creeper.
forgot that I didn't have netherite. Let me just fish all this up. Oh, not fish. We're not in the middle of the ocean. Where'd that map come from? Huh. Got gunpowder, got string. Let me see. Is there any way for the mobs to reach? Not anymore. Ooh, lead. I remember that I won that for something in this challenge, but I forget what. Oh yeah. If I can't tame the baby dragon. That's it. Looks like we got no bones. Which I don't remember if dark oak trees grow without bone meal or not. Let me just tear down this panic shack. And then I'll make a actual skeleton proof base soon. Jeep. I need skeletons in order to bone meal my tree and in order to get seeds. Let me just get some planks. And then let's make a fence. And hatch our new dragon. Sorry if the audio quality is a little low. I'm just gonna leave you there until I can get some honeycomb. Some of these dragons are a little weird because sometimes what they eat is actually what they shed from their scales. So does that imply that they sometimes eat each other? It kinda does. Alright. A little bit of a panicle. And then, is there any other sheep? Well, might as well use my map. Top right corner. That's where we live. Or where I live. You're just watching. Huh. Normally there's a whole lot more mobs in Superflat. I'll save those guys for later. Getting a furnace is also going to be a bit of an ordeal. Because the only way to get a furnace in Superflat is in order to have structures or go to the nether. Which going to the nether would be kind of interesting. To do in just normal Superflat. Although, if you wanted to watch normal Superflat, not a challenge of trying to beat it on Bedrock, you'd probably watch Mog Swamp. Speaking of which, has anybody who's watching me watch Mog Swamp? Is he ain't good for like a guy who likes green and Scar? I've seen every single mob except... Oh, sheep. There they are. Alright, heading home. I've seen Mog Swamp do collabs with other people that I've watched, but I've never actually watched any of his videos. I've only seen small clips of him. But he does have some pretty good opinions on Minecraft. And so do a lot of other creators. like Green's recently told idea of you giving a villager a book and then it can sell you that book, well, would actually solve a lot of different problems, namely Swift Sneak running out on the server. Because you can only find Swift Sneak in treasure chests. Well, in chests, not actual treasure chests. You can only find them in the deep dark. Which, if you have a lot of people, not everybody would be able to get Swift Sneak on their armor. And what if somebody raids a whole ton of them in order to sell, but last minute he and all his shulkers of Swift Sneak fall in lava? Just a little thought. And my little commentary on that opinion. As long as they don't break the already done villagers, you know, the ones that you already have, then I think it would work pretty well. Keep the old ones the same, but everyone that is since, make it so that those villagers get the new trait stuff. And another opinion I saw that I like is Cringy Goal's opinion that that diamond to emerald trade should very rarely be reversed. Why isn't it given my bed? Huh. Weird. Well, just have to do it the old-fashioned way. Which, a little bit of a talent I have
Spawn point set.
that I don't think I've told you yet is I generally remember like every single Minecraft crafting recipe except for the ones that are just like little modifications of each other. Like, I don't remember exactly what item goes with each trim. You know, what block to duplicate it. And I don't remember all the fireworks stuff because I don't have any experience with it. Also, speaking of no experience with, another little fun fact is that I have never ever used a comparator in Redstone. The only reason I've ever used it is for decoration. Oh, there are some stacked zombies out there. Just doing a little bit of reinforcement here to make sure that no horse zombies get across. And a little bit of skeleton protection won't hurt either. Nice. I got, so it's spider. The one mob that this wasn't built for. Die. That thumb's just gonna be bouncing. That was a sniper. That's not that much of a snipe. I really need to light up around my base. I won't be able to do that until I manage to get charcoal, which I'll need a furnace for, which in order to get a furnace, I'm going to need to go to the nether. Does 1DT sell any light sources, I wonder? Let me see. Got my fruits. I got the apple. Got my tools. I think I have everything. Yep. Looks like I'm a bit close to time. So I'm going to kill this skeleton and then be done. Thank you all for watching. And remember what I said earlier about a live stream. I don't mean to be adding a subscribe plug like every other episode, but I'm so early on that I really just need a little bit of help. And also, if you like me, please refer me to your friends in order to watch. Sorry about the bit of slow pacing. That's just how these work. Where's that one? He fell. He fell. I'm going to go down to my bed.
You may not rest now, there are monsters nearby.
Of course, of course. I guess I'll see you later then. Thanks. Bye.